Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my full of surprises and headache of a build. I want to show you guys something that I found after I ended the last video of this motor and what I've been finding. I did talk about how if everything looks good on this motor, I want to be able to go ahead and rock this motor for about a couple of years till I build another motor on the side. And that went down the drain right after I ended the video because I found some things that I did not expect. And I also did a leak down test, basically just on two cylinders, which is 1 and 2. Number 2 was completely 100%, but I had to hold down the crank down for the valves to completely close because of the pressure. It was like all 100%, which I've never seen it happen since I've started doing the leak down. Number 1 piston, obviously, was a lot cleaner for some reason. Let me see if I can maybe find a good shot of this piston. Anyways, that piston looks very clean in there. So either whoever did this job, I don't know if there was at one point the head gasket was blown or what, but that piston looks cleaner than all the other pistons. So obviously, I wanted to do a leak down test to confirm it. For some reason, there was the pressure in the number 1 cylinder for the leak down was not holding at all, even though I was holding the crank down, because the pressure was keep pushing the piston down. The valve was holding the pressure, so that tells me the valves needed to be grinded down for it to be properly sealed. At that point, that tells me to pull the head out and to get it redone. So that was number 1. Number 2, what I found, which was me not going to even use this block, was this. I took the alternator out, right? And look what that is. These are welds. Yeah, so I've seen this happen on a couple of people. I don't know exactly how they managed to break this, but that's welded on there. And that's a crack. So I believe there is a person, I don't know if it's an Australian team or what. This is, I don't want to say a common issue, but I've seen it happen so many times that somebody has created a bracket for the alternator to be held. I believe it utilizes this particular bolt piece, but I don't even want to do it. Rack this block at this point, not just because of this, but also this. This is a water pump, and there is a piece missing here as well. So both this and this is completely broken, and even though this is welded, I am not planning on rocking this at all because if I plan on making close to 1,000 horsepower, what I did decided, like if I build a motor, it'd be close to 1,000 horsepower. I want to have a peace of mind where I don't want to stress about this or that. So this is, to me personally, is completely useless. So at this point, what I'm going to be doing is completely strip this block and salvage the oil pans, because obviously these oil pans are getting harder and harder to get a hold of, and people are selling for a ridiculous amount. I do have an extra set, and then this will be number 2 set. And then I will be removing the head. Obviously, the head looks good to me so far, so I'm going to keep those ARPs or maybe sell them and get those 625 plus ARPs. I think those are, like the heavy duty. I don't know, or I think they're 1/2 inch. I don't even think I need those. I think I need the 3/8 cord for 1,000 horsepower. So I think I haven't decided that far, but yeah, if the ARP says if I can reuse them, I'll reuse them for a different head. I may not even use this head, even though I believe this head is still good. So block is useless because of that. I don't even want to rock it at this point. I might as well just use it as a table or maybe even junk it. So that's the status of this build at this point that I ran into after I started taking apart, the other things, and I've noticed, ARPs and the gaskets missing and all this bullshit. So it looks like the car will be going to be another year will probably be added onto this because I want to take my sweet time now. I'm not even going to plan on rushing because I did want to get this car running next year, and it doesn't look like it's happening at this point. Number 2, I will be reaching out to the body shop tomorrow to, instead of having the whole car painted, I'm actually just going to have them paint the engine bay and get this frame, straighten it out and everything and paint it. And then I'll get the car back so I can start stripping the dashboard out and all that stuff and start doing what I need to do interior, like sound deadening, heat pads, and new carpet install, new dash install, everything new install. The engine bay drop the subframe, and start doing whatever I did with the Mark III. Start doing that with the car, and start building the car itself. And then once the car is running, then I'll go take it back to get the exterior painted. So that way that I don't have to stress about the car getting scratched or anything like that. So this is the update on this motor. And obviously I'm a little frustrated because every time, the more and more I take apart the car, the more shit that I'm finding that is completely useless to me at this point. So yeah, I do have a block sitting in that black bag over there next to my welder. Hopefully that block is good. I haven't inspected completely, but yeah, this is where we at with this build, and it is what it is at this point. I just gotta keep moving forward. So yeah, if you guys are looking for parts, if you're in Illinois, if you're looking for some parts like the head, I know this head's still good. If you're looking for parts or whatever parts you may need, I can, if you need it, I may have it for sale. But if not, then I don't even know what to do with this. So that's the update, guys. I'll post this video. I may not have any updates going forward with this, unless I find more surprising, like where the crank is not usable. So, but the next video will probably be updates on my Mark III. I just got the new fuel tank dropped literally like 10 minutes ago, and the car's at my parents' house. I need to redo my fuel tank. I have dual pumps in here. Don't mind this. I thought the seals, obviously this is moving around, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm redoing everything. I'm gonna go ahead, clean this up. I got brand new balls, brand new seals for this and also this, and then I'm gonna redo pretty much the hoses. Internally I got those Teflons, the flexible Teflon E85 compatible hose. I believe I have Napa E85 rubber hose right now in here, and it's like looped around like 1.5 feet or so for the feeds for coming off both pumps. So I need to get rid of that, make it nice and clean. The reason why I'm doing this, because I got a lot of fuel smell inside the cabin, and I believe it's because either the seal or something. So I just want to go ahead and replace the seal, so that way that eliminates me thinking that fuel smells coming from here. I do want to go ahead and get this capped off and get a new vented cap for the fuel cap, and then clean this off, clean this mess up, and then from the other side of, to use Toyota Finish sealant and nicely seal the fittings for both the feed and the return, and then also for the connector. So that's the plan for this tank, and then I'll obviously I'll record this portion of it. It's very similar to what James Ward did. If you guys are not familiar how to do a dual fuel pumps, I'm telling you right now, it's a pain in the ass. James Ward has done this and has a recorded video on YouTube. So you're more than welcome to search that. I may not be able to record everything what I'm going to be doing, but I'll show you guys exactly similar to exactly what James did, or basically copying exactly what he did, and maybe show you guys some steps how to do it. Yeah, hopefully you guys have not fat arms and fat hands, because you do need to use both your arms from here and here to be able to do it. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you guys on that. But on that piece of shit, yeah, this whole car situation with this Mark IV has been completely fucking piece of shit. So I regret it, but I need to just keep moving forward, because at the end of the day, I'm building a brand new car, bolt by bolt, so it'll be a brand new car, and that's what I'm looking forward to at this point, because I know I'll have a brand new motor, a brand new head, a brand new everything in the front end in the next couple of years. So stay tuned.